Parker family had just moved into their new home, an old Victorian house nestled at the edge of a small, quiet town. The locals spoke in hushed tones about the house's strange history, rumors of its previous owners vanishing, some claiming they had gone mad. But the Parkers dismissed the stories as small-town superstition, too excited to begin their new life in the charming, albeit creaky, home. Among their belongings was an old, ornate mirror, passed down through Sarah Parker's family for generations. It had always been tucked away in the attic of their previous home, covered in dust, mostly forgotten. Now, Sarah decided it would look perfect above the fireplace in their living room. The mirror was massive, with a thick black frame carved in intricate patterns, almost like faces twisted in agony, though no one noticed this detail at first. The moment the mirror was hung, things began to change. At first, it was subtle. The house seemed colder than before, despite the warm weather. Lights would flicker occasionally, and there was a constant feeling of being watched, though no one could ever pinpoint where it was coming from. But as the days passed, the strange happenings escalated. Sarah would catch fleeting glimpses of movement in the mirror out of the corner of her eye. But when she looked directly at it, everything seemed normal. The family dog, Max, started acting strange, barking furiously at the mirror, refusing to go near it. Mark, her husband, was skeptical, dismissing it as the dog being unsettled by the move. But Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. One night, as she sat alone in the living room, she stared into the mirror, and for a moment, she saw it. Her reflection blinked when she hadn't. She froze, her heart racing, staring at the reflection that now seemed slightly off. Her face, though still her own, looked pale, her eyes darker than usual. Slowly, a twisted smile crept across her reflection's face, a smile that didn't belong to her. Terrified, she looked away, her heart pounding, but when she looked back, everything appeared normal again. She didn't tell Mark, not wanting to worry him or sound crazy, but the incidents became more frequent. The mirror would occasionally show figures moving behind them when no one else was in the room, shadows flickering in the glass that weren't there in reality. Emily, their young daughter, started talking to the mirror, giggling as if someone on the other side was playing with her. When Sarah asked who she was talking to, Emily innocently replied, "The girl in the mirror. She says she wants to come out." Sarah felt a chill crawl down her spine, but she tried to brush it off, convincing herself it was just Emily's imagination. Children had wild imaginations, didn't they? Emily began drawing disturbing pictures of a pale girl with hollow eyes, always standing behind her in the mirror. Concerned, Mark tried to remove the mirror, but it wouldn't budge, as if fused to the house. Strange whispers filled the night, and Sarah found Emily standing before the mirror, her reflection unmoving, grinning eerily. The house grew darker, colder, as an evil presence seemed to take hold. One night, the mirror cracked, forming the shape of a face. Emily disappeared, leaving no trace. Sarah, desperate, begged the mirror for her return. A shadowy figure emerged. It was Emily, but wrong. Her twisted grin chilled them to the bone as the mirror shattered with a sinister laugh. The house, abandoned, still holds the cursed mirror, waiting for its next victims. If you listen closely, you can hear the whispers, the laughter, trapped forever behind the glass.